Hello, welcome to Helena Coffee. Did you know about honey processing coffee? Let's learn about processing honey in this video. Originating and gaining popularity in Costa Rica, honey processing is completely different from previous processing styles. The excellent homogeneity of the output of coffee beans after processing has set the way for this processing technology to progressively emerge more throughout the globe. Why is honey so special? The way to make honey is special because the process is very meticulous. To begin, the farmer just takes the adequately cooked coffee fruits from the plants during the harvest stage. This is significant because, when the fruit is fully mature, the new mucus layer contains sufficient sugar and acid to accelerate the fermentation of the coffee beans throughout the drying process. The drying process is exceedingly complicated and needs meticulous balancing and computation. When the coffee beans have not yet absorbed the flavor from the mucus layer, it is important not to dry them too soon. It's also difficult to dry the coffee beans too slowly. Otherwise, the beans would ferment too much and you'll wind up with moldy, worthless seeds. To attain the ideal balance, you must keep track of the grain's properties during the drying process. The mucus layer remains connected to the surface of the dried coffee beans, allowing them to cling together on the drying rigs. Throughout the drying process, the farmer must continually distribute and mix the coffee beans to ensure that they retain the required moisture. So how does honey make coffee beans taste? You'll need a lot of contemporary equipment to help you regulate the variables that affect coffee beans, such as humidity, temperature, and seed fermentation. If done correctly, honey-processed coffee has the appropriate sweetness, balanced acidity, and fruity scent. When honey is processed, the fruit taste is typically not as intense as when it is processed dry. It, on the other hand, achieves a much more precise and unambiguous balance. When you take a drink of coffee and hold it in your throat for a little longer, you can smell and taste the fruit right away. Without putting too much effort into it, you'll see a change right away. Classification of honey-processed coffee beans. We have three classifications. Golden honey coffee. About 25% of the fruit's mucus is retained. Coffee beans are dried in the sun when the weather is less overcast, and in high temperatures, they should dry quickly. Coffee beans are exposed to light, moderate temperature, and environmental conditions like an overcast sky, retaining around half of the fruit's mucus. The drying time for red honey coffee is generally longer. Black honey coffee. During drying, all of the fruit's mucus is kept. Coffee beans are protected from the sun, relying nearly entirely on the temperature of the air and the low humidity of the surroundings to dry. The seeds must consequently be dried and fermented for twice as long as golden honey coffee.